I'm Ray Ford, and you're watching Fade to Black on 24 Wired TV. I am from Houston, Texas, actually a little suburb called Bel Air, Texas. I got on stage the first time in the 4th grade. We had to sing in class, and she listened to all the little kids sing, and apparently I had a really good voice. And so they put me up front and center in the school play that year, you know? And that was kind of the first time I got to experience like what that felt like to perform for people and to get that, feel that energy come back. And I was hooked from then on out. Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. It was originally Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23. The network decided that was a little too much, so they went with B. It is about a young girl from Indiana who moves to New York City and takes up an apartment with the Bee, who, you know, steals money, sleeps with her fiance, just runs all sorts of scams and shenanigans. And strangely enough, they form a bond, become friends, and tackle New York together. I play James Van Der Beek's personal assistant. James Van Der Beek plays himself on the show, or sort of a heightened version of himself. And we take over the world together. For someone who wants to get into acting, I mean, it comes down to craft, and I'm a strong believer in theater. Like, if you really want to get into acting as opposed to getting into TV or film specifically, you know, you got to start with a strong foundation, and in my experience, a theater foundation can't be beat. You know, you learn all the skills that you need. I still cope with getting the no, with having a really strong sense of self. Like, you have to know who you are, and you have to know why you're in it, you know, because there's a million different reasons why they're saying no. It's often not about your talent, so you can't take it personally. You have to have this sort of strong, indomitable self to walk in and do your audition, do your work, and leave and let it go. You might get the job, you might not. The current state of Black Hollywood. Well, first of all, I'm not really sure exactly what that means, because the boundaries are starting to shift a little bit. You know, when you have someone like, I'm sure his name gets thrown around a lot, but Tyler Perry out doing his thing, you know, owning his own studio, about to own his own network, and Oprah Winfrey having her own network. Do you know what I mean? Those boundaries are coming down between Black Hollywood and white Hollywood, like or whatever that is. You know, it's just Hollywood right now. It's just content, and people are putting it out there and getting their stuff done. Frustrating trends in Black TV or Black film. I mean, that's a big question, because I think part of the problem is, historically, because we haven't seen a lot of representation of ourselves, you tend to expect everything that comes on that's Black to represent you. And that's just not gonna be. You know, it's somebody, Tyler Perry is telling Tyler Perry's story from Tyler Perry's point of view. If you don't like his point of view, then it's your responsibility to make some other content that represents who you are. The Courage Campaign is an organization that fights basically for equality for all people. And that just really resonates deeply with me. You know, they're out there. They were fighting for marriage equality when it wasn't the hot topic that it is now. You know, they're leading on women's issues. They're leading on immigration issues. So it's an organization that's really fighting for real people. As far as why it's important to give back, I mean, for me, it's not even about giving back. It's about being a part of your community. You know, I don't look at it as like, oh, let me help the people. No, it's like, we're here together, we're all connected, and if I don't do my part to sort of keep this thing moving, then it falls apart. If we don't all do our part to keep it moving, then it falls apart.